Yehuda, welcome to the Smoke Pit.
Thank you for having me. I think this is the first time I've been on it since SHOT Show last year when we did the live one.
Yeah. So this is actually a welcome back to the Smoke Pit, and
Nice.
that was fun, man. Shot Show was fun.
SHOT Show was fun. Yeah, you scared the hell out of me. I don't know if you remember. I'm like randomly walking and I just get this like huge dude like right behind me, like dude. I'm like, what? And like I jumped. I was not expecting that, but yeah, you pulled me over. We had a great conversation
Yeah,
by your booth and yeah,
and I
good
think
times.
I really should know better than to sneak up on a guy with a bagel in a Kydex holster.
Oh man, don't joke. Where is it? Hold on. I think I have it up here.
Oh,
There we
please
go.
tell me you got
Oh, I
it.
have it right here. Yeah, right there.
This is oh my god, that is spectacular. A Kydex
Yeah.
bagel holster. Look at that.
Yeah, this is one of my prized possessions that will be everywhere at SHOT Show yet again.
Yep.
Um so yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm
And
stoked.
you can add to that, man. Like you could repurpose like some shotgun shell pouches to throw like little things of cream cheese in there.
Well, I
Or
want them. I want to reach out to the company again and see. I mean, it might be doable for SHOT Show, but I want to see if they can make me like a sidecar for like a plastic knife or something like that, or even like for like like the little cream cheese to goes.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
like I'm thinking about doing it, but I have to tell them if they're gonna do it. Like as much as I would want a matching one, I should have like the bagel one, and then I should have one that is like lox color, right?
Right,
Like
maybe
bagel and
like a
lox.
locked print on it, like a
Right, exactly, like bagel and lox, right? Like,
yep.
I think, man, it was awesome walking around with a bagel holster because I'm not gonna lie, um, between my jerseys that have, the Pew Pew Jew emblazoned
Yeah.
everywhere, um, yeah, it was I was stopped by so many people, I mean, literally, like, every 100 feet, I was stopped. They're like, first, like, "Hey, we love your jersey. What's the Pew Pew Jew?" Or, like, I just heard people laughing, and I turned to them, and they're like, "Is that really a bagel holster?" I'm like, "Well, Jews need their bagels," and like, and they're like, "Do you have a card?" Like, I think I gave out in the three Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that I was there, Mon Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that I was there. I think I gave out like close to 300 business cards. I mean, it was fantastic because people
Yeah,
just
that's
kept
incredible.
stopping me. And it's one of those things. You go to SHOT Show, and it's just everywhere you look, it's either like hot model or a bunch of vet bros who all look alike, right? So like,
Yeah.
how do you go? Like, how
Guilty.
do you? Right? Hey, I wasn't gonna say it. No, but no. Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm
how do
about.
you know exactly right? Um, how do you stand out at SHOT Show to the point where you're not doing the work, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard because you can have 2,000 guys, they're all wearing the same exact grunt style shirt,
Yeah.
all having the same exact Oakleys with the 511 boots, right? Like,
Yep.
and like the tactical pants. And you're like, okay, like, you guys are all twins, but you guys are not, like, so like, how do you stand out? And every time, like the first few years I went to SHOT Show, the Pew Pew Jew wasn't around yet, right? Like I think it seven, no, 18. Because the first year I went to SHOT Show, PPG wasn't around. But by my second year, by 2019, I didn't have the growth that I had. Like it had just launched, right? I had maybe had like 6 shirts on my website, and I was like thinking to myself, "No, okay, like it's cool that I'm the Pew Pew Jew and I'm an Orthodox Jew in the 2A activist world.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, no one knows who I am, and I need to really stand out." And I couldn't find a good way to do it. Oh, here's a sticker that says gun control is not kosher. Like, okay, cute, but that's not standing out. That's me doing the work.
Okay.
Which Which don't get me wrong,
But you
you
pass
have to
enough of
do the
them
work.
out, and they do start to work for you. Like, I can't tell you how many people have asked me about because you sent me a couple of those stickers and the magnets. I've got the gun controls not kosher on my fridge. That's a
Right.
conversation piece. People come over and ask me that, you
No,
know.
for sure, and I'm not saying that you don't have to put in the work, but I was looking for a way to have the work come to me rather than me knocking at every door.
Okay.
Um, 2020 SHOT Show, I had a few of my own T-shirts on. It was great, but again, it's a T-shirt. I didn't stand out. 2021 SHOT Show was canceled because of COVID, and then 2022 last year. I mean, I rock the freaking like jerseys every day. You know, it has my logo. My God, jeez, my logo here. It has 2A. It has I'll show you. Like on the back here, it says the Pew Pew Jew, and people were just dying. They
Yeah.
loved it. And I mean, I think I have like 12 different jerseys now, and I just ordered two this past week. Some really cool hockey ones. But it was like
Nice.
one of those things. It's like, how do you stand out? So I got the jerseys, did wonders. And then yeah, and then this past year, I was like, okay, I have the jerseys. At this point, people know who I am. I've built a reputation. Um I think last 2 years ago I was nominated for a Gundy. So like I had the momentum, and I'm like, okay, I need to do something that will truly make a splash. And I thought of my bagel holster because I specifically wear it open, right? I'm not concealing it. It's right here on my side. I have my shirt above it, and it extend because a couple years ago I went to Shot and I was sitting with a bunch of friends, including Brandon Herrera was there, and we went to some non-kosher restaurant at a hotel. I don't even remember where. And I'm sitting there, and I get like I think I might have got a whiskey or something because that I can have. So I think I got like a whiskey, and they're all getting like someone got calamari, someone got like barbecued pork, like spare pork ribs, and I'm sitting there like I'm hungry, right? Like it's dinner time, and they're all like eating like these crazy meals that are all not kosher, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I have a bagel in my backpack, right? So I'm sitting at this restaurant,
Of
and I
course
take
you
out a
do.
right.
Of
Of
course
course
you
I do.
do.
I'm a Jew, right? I'm a Jew. So I literally pull out a bagel in a little Ziploc bag, and I'm just sitting there like taking small pieces and eating it. And they're all poking fun at me and stuff like that, but all in good fun. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, man, I got to get a bagel holster. And last year was so much fun because I was coming with a bagel holster. Whoa, sorry. I was coming with a bagel holster, but I was also coming with bullet points,
Yes.
right? Which is
Yes.
great because bullet points came out the year before. Yes.
Yep.
Bullet points came out the year before, and I ended up getting COVID 3 days before SHOT Show.
Oh.
So I wasn't going to be that one guy that puts the entire gun industry at risk by the media, saying like, I don't want to be the what do they call it? Like the original,
Oh,
the
patient zero.
patient zero, right?
Yeah.
I
You
didn't want
you
to
don't
be
you don't wanna
patient.
be the Ebola monkey.
Right, exactly. God, such a good movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. So I didn't want to be patient zero at the 2022 SHOT Show.
Yeah.
So I was bummed out because I'm like, oh my god, I was going to give the book away, but I think I came with like 60 copies of the book. And I mean, I just Oprah the hell out of it, right? Like, you get a copy, everyone gets an effing copy, right? And it was just awesome. So between the bagel holster, um, it was just a great SHOT Show.
I mean, dude, not everyone writes a book that Ben Shapiro refers to as comprehensive. I mean, that's
And
impressive, man. That's pretty
yeah,
spectacular.
it's funny. I'm trying to get a quote, and she said she would do it. I just haven't hounded her. But Dana Lash said she'd give me a quote. So I'm thinking about maybe making a new version of the book like
Okay.
uh like a volume 2 or something like that, but get like Dana's
Yeah.
uh name on the cover.
Is
I'm friends with
is
her.
Dana
She's
the one
awesome.
you
So
introduced me to across from where she was hanging out around the booth?
no, that was Paige,
That was
some chick who
Paige.
shoots,
Yes,
some
yes.
chick who shoots.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige is a sweetheart. I love her.
Oh,
She's
she's
awesome.
amazing. She was
She,
spectacular. Oh, she
yeah,
was such a
she's
good
just
sport. She was happy to come over and bullshit and share what she was
and
doing.
so down to earth.
Oh my god, yeah. She was a
So
real
down to
one.
earth. So
She was a real
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks
But
again for that intro. That was cool, man. She was great to have on.
yeah, no, it's great. And I don't know. I had this past shot show was awesome, and I honestly cannot wait for shot show. I mean, I already have my tickets booked.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, I was able to use miles.
nice.
There was some crazy deal in Southwest, and I was able to use miles, and I got my ticket for $11
Jesus. Wow.
because
That's not bad.
I used my mileage, and there's just a small fee, whatever. But
Yeah.
so I'm stoked. It came out great. You know, all the hours are
Yeah.
great, and I'm also excited because this is the first time since I've entered the industry that I can actually join the Gundies, like actually attend, because it's usually on a Saturday,
Ah,
and I can't do it ever. But this year, I believe it's Monday night, right the night before Shot Show.
they decide to make the schedule a little more Jew friendly.
Yes, yes, uh, yeah, they did, and I can't. I'm so happy. Like I cannot wait to. I mean, again, I get it. The Gundies are just for fun. Like whether you win the Gundy or not in your life it's not like an Academy Award, right? It's not like ooh so prestigious type of thing. But it's just a good chill, right? It's just a good fun. Hey, I'm a 2024 Gundy. It's just
Well,
I don't
I
know.
would just I would just be happy to be nominated for a Gundy. Are you kidding me? I
Yeah, and I was, but like I didn't pursue it because it's on Saturday, and like if I was able to like it's just no fun. But this year, if I end up getting nominated, um, I would love. I'm gonna push the hell out of it, and I'm gonna get all my friends like, oh, dude, I'm gonna get everyone to push it.
but you got my vote,
Not,
man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I mean, after bullet points came out, there's no reason why I shouldn't be a Gundy winner at this point.
At this point,
Um,
yeah, clearly. Clearly. Dude, speaking of
oh,
travel, man, travel and SHOT Show. I don't know about you, man, but the flight back to DC out of Vegas was interesting because I mean, like everyone on the bird was coming from SHOT Show, right? And we're all still, talking shop and all this shit. And you can hear everything that's going on around you, all the different conversations. And it was fascinating to hear, a plane full of predominantly men having conversations about guns and ammo and armor and explosives while trying so desperately not to get put on a no-fly list, like using code words like oh yeah, no, if there's one booth had this had a pew pew that the nobody wants to
so
say bomb or gun in an airplane, but like that's what we're talking about.
so do you know Gabby Franco? You know who she is?
I don't think I do.
She became popular. She's like this sweetheart of a woman who came out from Venezuela, was on one of the seasons of Top Shot.
Okay.
Now she's a competitive shooter for Walther. So she's awesome, and I'm
What's her
friends
name?
with
Gabby
her.
what?
Franco.
Gabby Franco. I'll look her up while we're talking.
Yeah, she's awesome. But so she used to live in Texas, and she was on the same flight as me. Literally sat the row in front of me, and I don't know if the guy next to her started hitting on her. I mean, she's married with a kid, but I don't know if the guy started hitting on her. But like, oh, what do you do? She went in and just gave this guy an entire like firearms 101 lesson. And I don't know if this guy was liberal or anti-gun or whatever, but he was trying to like keep cool, and she just kept on going. And like I took a picture of her sitting right in front of me, and I'm like, like, so I'm sitting behind Gabby Franco and getting a free lesson in guns, and so yeah, you never know who you're gonna end up sitting with, and it was funny also. I think my first shot show, I get back, it's the airport. It's like 5:30 in the morning, maybe a 6 o'clock flight, whatever it is. And I get to the airport, and there's this pretty woman sitting there, and she's wearing a hat um, that says 20th Century Motor Co. And if you're a fan of Ayn Rand, and like Atlas Shrugged, you know that that's a big part of Atlas Shrugged, right?
Okay.
The 20th Century Motor Co. So it ended up being, I was like, "Oh, nice hat," and this woman's like, "What? Wait, what? You
That's a
you
deep
understand?"
reference. Yeah.
It's a deep reference, right? She's
Yeah.
like, "Wait, you understand my hat?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "She has changed my life," and like, it was great, and that was it. Passing conversation for about 2 minutes, and that was it.
Okay.
I tried going for a USCCA firearms instructing license,
Mm.
and I looked at all these instructors in Texas, and the one that I found was this woman. Like
Oh, shit.
2 years later, and I couldn't end up doing it because logistical reasons, but, like, we ended up becoming friends, and now we're pretty good friends. So,
Oh, wow.
it was just, like, one of those things, and, like, she still jokes around. She's like, "At first you said nice hat," and it, like, immediately the first thing is, like, creep, right? Like, because who in God's name knows what the 20th Century Motor Co. is, right? Like, no one. Like, you have to be, like you said, right? Deep reference, right? You have
Yeah.
to really, right? And like I said, she's a pretty woman. She's like, I first, like, she was reading a book, and she's like, "Total creep," and then she looks up, she's like, "Wait, you get it?" It was hilarious. So I love post shot show travel because you never know who, what, or you know you what's going to happen, or who you're going to bump into.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because this year I will be. If any of your followers or anyone watching this finds me, I'll be Oprahing the hell out of books.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to release a new book. I know you know what it is.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, I'm so
but
excited. I'm angry I can't talk about it, but I am excited
Yeah,
for this,
well,
man.
I'll
I'm
I'll
stoked.
come back on in a couple months. We'll have a round 2.
Cool, cool.
We'll be able to. I'll get you a copy, or maybe like post shot show once I give you a copy type of thing. But
Yeah.
no, it's
What I
great.
really
This
love, I would love to like blow up a single cell from the book and like frame it and put it up because that would be a fun little piece of wall art right
Well,
there.
depending on how well the book does, what I do plan on doing is ordering a bunch of canvases. So there's basically okay. I was about to give it away. I have a bunch of sponsors who sponsored certain pages of the book, right? So originally I was looking for $5,000 to get the book sponsored, but no one was biting at that, which I understand. $5,000, inflation, all that. It's even though gun industry is doing pretty well on certain aspects, certain companies, I get it. So I decided to break down chapters, if you will. That way I don't give it away, right? Chapters and
Yeah.
sponsors,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Sponsor chapters. So there's 14 chapters, and I was asking for $500 per chapter, and it was great because just to give the plug already to start plugging people, but like Sons of Liberty Gunworks did 2 chapters. DEFCON 3 out of San Antonio did 1 chapter. Formerly, they were JDS Supply Co. JDS Supply, they were the ones that took on the ATF with the
Mm,
P80s. So they're now Patmos Firearms and Gideon Optics. It's 2 companies under the same umbrella. They
nice.
they did two pages. I have AR15.com did a page. You have God, who else? I have my friend Patty Catter, who's like the podcast queen. She has the Wake Up with Patty Catter show. So she did a page. You have Refuge Medical did a page. So Tactical Subscription Box. They
Yeah.
did a page. Avidity Arms did a page. Uh, Gunfighter.com. It's a pretty kick-ass range out in Phoenix. They did a page. So I got some really cool backing with this book, doing everyone doing a chapter.
Yeah.
And what I eventually, depending on like if I can afford it, if the book does well, I do want to print out canvases of each page chapter
Yeah.
and kind of send it to the sponsorship so they can hang up with a little thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And I'm sure
but
they'll get a
but
kick out of it too, man, because they're not just solid sponsors. They're the fun sponsors. Like
yeah, yeah, no,
these are the guys that like want to have fun in this space as well.
no, 100%, especially like the guys at AR15.com. Um, so they actually moved 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I was so excited because they I forgot we were talking. I was talking with them via Instagram, and I see that it said that they're in Plano, and I'm like, "You guys in Plano?" They're like, "Yeah, we're right off this street." I'm like, "Wait, what part of this street?"
Well,
Like, "Well,
shit, you wanna get lunch, dude?
no, right, no, seriously." And they're like, "You know where the Mission Ridge Gun is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm there like every other day." They're like, "Oh, we're directly across the street." I said, "Well, you guys now have a temporary permanent resident who's going to be hanging out there." Um, so yeah, so like they're awesome, and I'm talking with them. I'm hoping that they're not going to charge me, but like they have because I basically made a thank you that I'm going to post to individually on across social media to each individual sponsor.
Yeah.
But AR-15 is going to get one. I said, hey, I'm going to post this, but do you guys want to put this in your email blast one time? And I mean, they have upwards of 3 million subscribers to their email blast,
Okay.
which is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
solid.
I mean, if I can get 1% of that, that's a payday right there.
Yeah.
So I'm working hard for this new one. It's great. The images are just, I
Don't say
mean,
too much, don't say too
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah, no, I
They're
don't wanna,
awesome.
like, coax you into saying something wrong, man.
Yeah, I'm really really excited for
Me
this new
too.
one. Like I said, I'm gonna have them. I mean, man, plan God laughs, right? But hopefully, I have a bunch of copies to give out at SHOT Show. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Bro,
it's pretty awesome.
you sent me those pages, those images from the book, and, like, I sat there in my car laughing and, like, enjoying them, and, eventually, I'm like, "I gotta delete these." Like, I'm gonna be too tempted to share this. It's just too funny not to share. I gotta get this off my phone before I fuck this up for my buddy.
Yeah, no, but it's great, right? Like I love. I mean, we've been friends now for what 2 3 years, maybe
Yeah,
give or
yeah.
take, something like that. But like, I really love. It's funny. I based on all my other books, right? Um, like my boss is always giving me a hard time because he's like, your grammar sucks, dude. I'm like, first off, my grammar doesn't suck. It might not be perfect. He goes, you're a freaking author. I'm like, I write kids books and blank books, right? Like, and I have an editor for my kids books. So hold your horses, boss man, and keep compute that. And but my first book right over that one, Safety On, the kids book on gun safety for kids.
Mhm.
It was one of those things that book came out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be writing one book and that's it. And then one book became two, became three, became four. I'm like, all my books are gonna be educational. And then I'm like, nah, screw education, because then like I came out with like 10 little gun grabbers, and I came out, with bullet points and 105 explosive gun jokes, right? Like I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Every book I'm writing is just going to be gun related. I don't care if it's educational or not. I'm just going to crank out as many books before I die that are all gun related, that are fun, they're different. Um, you know, it was an industry that I've always wanted to be in, but once I entered the firearms industry, I realized that everyone has a freaking stick so far shoved so far up there, you know
People
what?
take themselves so seriously. Like everyone
So
wants to be
seriously.
like so hardcore. My ops are blacker than yours. Like all that shit.
Yeah, and I realized that, and I'm like, you know what?
Calm down,
Screw it.
Francis.
Yeah, I exactly right. I'm like, screw it, and I said, I am just going to write books that will make people laugh, make people think at the same time, right? I mean, when bullet points came out, do you know how much hate I got from the industry
From
for
the
no
industry.
for no other reason because people are too stupid to read the description on Amazon and my website, and they thought, here I was, a a self-avowed 2A absolutist. You know, I mean, put the cover up again, right? It says bullet points, reasons why America should embrace common sense gun law, right? Like
Yeah.
people were sending me hate. You're such a sellout. You're a turncoat. A Benedict Arnold, and I'm like, wow, you guys are so stupid. Right? It's literally it's a blank book, and it says it in the description, right? It says disclaimer or something like that. This book is mostly blank for those that can't take a joke. Now, funny story is about 6 months ago, give or take, I posted a 1-star review that I had on Amazon to my Instagram page, and within like half an hour, I get a message from somebody, and the person I had to accept the message because I never talked to this person. The person writes to me, I swear to you, they're like, "That's all. That's my review," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, like that's cool. Like hey, freedom of speech. You didn't like my book. That's okay. I'm not offended, right?" And he
Yeah.
goes, "No, no, no." I'm like, "No." He goes, "No, no, no. You misunderstand. I forgot to change the review to a 5-star rating." I'm like, "Okay, I gotta hear this story." I
Yeah.
told him,
Yeah. Like, all
I'm
right,
like,
send
I'm
it. I'm
like,
listening.
"Send it." I go, "I'm devoted right now. You have my attention." He goes, "I bought the book because I love you and I love what you do and I love he goes, "I own every one of your other books." He goes, "And I bought this book thinking, okay, it's the Pew Pew Jew. Maybe he does had some, maybe he had, we like the way you think. Maybe you have some valid points in your book that we've never heard before." So he goes, "I decided to support you." I'm like, great. He goes, "I got the book. I started, skimming through it." He goes, "And it was blank." And I was like, "What the hell, what the hell, Amazon? You guys screwed up and sent me a blank book."
Oh
So
shit.
so he gave me a 1-star review because Amazon screwed up. So he returned the book to Amazon. He returned the book to Amazon for a not even for a refund, for an exchange.
Oh my god.
He got the he got the book. Guy goes, "I got the second book and I was pissed off again." He goes, "Until my wife said, 'Honey, you're an idiot.'" And he's like, "Holy crap." And it hit him. And I'm like, "That is the best story I've ever heard." And he's like, "Okay." He goes, "Give me a second." Guy comes back 15 minutes later. He goes, "I just changed my review to a 5-star review." And like 2 days later, you see the percentage, right? For months, I was at 90% 5-star and 10% 1-star. No 2, 3, or 4 stars. It was either you loved it or you hated it. And
Yeah.
like 2 days later, the percentage changed,
Yeah.
and you see, oh my god, it was like so. Like I got a lot of hate from the industry because people are too stupid to do their due diligence.
Even if they didn't, even if they did their due diligence, man, and even if you did have some points in this book, you know, that's one of the other things that kind of irks me about the industry is this very divisive nature where everything is very extreme. You know, like you said, it's either 5-star or 0 stars. You love it or hate it. You know, it's like
Right.
what Wilfred Noyce said about the desert. You know, it either intrigues or appalls. There's no in between. But I mean, I get it, man. You're a 2A absolutist. I'm not. And you know, we've
Right.
had our conversations about that. We've discussed that, but we respect one another's opinions. I mean, is it that insane to at least hear somebody out if they say, actually, you know, here's a few points you might consider. Like, okay,
Right.
it may seem a little strange coming from someone who is a self-described 2A absolutist, but that doesn't mean they're not worth listening to. Like,
No, of course
shit.
not. Look, I'm so 2A absolutist that here I'll make a huge announcement on your show that will blow people's minds. Right?
Oh, shit.
I am
I'm
so
hovering over the cancel button, man. I don't know what this is.
I am so 2A absolutist that I have an F-35 Lightning in my backyard right now.
Oh, so you're the fucking one. Wait,
Hey,
is this did you see it? Is there the reason it's missing, or are you the kid who saved up your Pepsi points from the 90s? Which
I remember that. No, uh, I paid the pilot to land it in my backyard, so
that's fair.
you know. So yeah, there you go. Breaking news.
Well, you solved
Um,
that one. Yeah, Pop Smoke's going to do an article on that.
nice. Uh, yeah, but you know, look, I'm one of these people. You either like me or you hate me. If you
Sure.
hate me, it is what it is. I try very hard. I try very hard not to offend anyone on purpose. And but no, what I mean by
No,
that
no,
is
I
like,
dig that.
you know, what I mean by that is I'm not gonna be malicious in things I say, right?
Right.
I am gonna speak the truth. I am gonna speak facts. And if you don't like what I have to say or how I say something, then that's not my problem. That's your problem.
It's not because and again, you know, you and I don't see eye to eye on everything, but
Right.
like you have never been antagonistic. You've never been incendiary. You've never been a dick. You know, you've never shown me anything but the utmost respect, and I hope you feel like you've received the same from me. But I mean, shit, we need more of that, man. We need more of people who are capable of disagreeing and still being friends and still, you know, having a dialogue because ultimately me screaming that you're wrong and you screaming that I'm wrong.
Right.
Not an exchange of ideas, man. Neither one of us is going to get any smarter. But you know,
Look,
even
look. I'll be honest, right? I've been married for 15 years, and I disagree with my wife more than not, but I still love her, right? So it's great practice. But no, no. Look, at the end of the day, um, I will treat everyone with respect. Um, I am one of those people that you know, I kill them with kindness type of deal.
yeah,
Like for example, and I'm going to text you right now because if you post this, even show a picture of it, you guys will probably get canceled. But you know, I even when I get like anti-Semitic comments, which is often, and
okay.
like people sending me like, you know, Hitler didn't finish the job and all that kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Um, oh yeah, that's tame. I was called a Nazi a few weeks ago. That was fun. I love the smell of Zyklon B in the morning is my favorite.
Oh my god,
Um,
that's fucking dark.
yeah, yeah.
That's some
So
falling down level darkness right there, man.
right. So here's the thing, right? Like, and this is the way I deal with people, right? Like I am not an antagonistic, right? I will not. I mean, unless you are like in my face threatening me, like I won't raise my voice.
Okay.
So like on social media, when I get all these anti-Semitic comments, you know, the Holocaust didn't happen, you're overplaying it, Hitler this, Hitler that. So like I came up with a meme and I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
This meme literally shuts down any anti-Semitism. You have absolutely no way to respond, like zero. So I just texted it. Okay, just make sure. Okay, it was you that I texted. Um,
Yeah, I hope
let,
so. All right.
let me
All
know
right,
when you
just
get
got
it.
it. Let's see.
How
You
do you
know,
how do you argue with that? How do you come back with anything?
I feel like we're robbing the viewers and listeners right now. How can I
Okay, so how can we do?
communicate
Okay,
this
so basically, this is basically what it is. Okay, all it is a picture of a certain dictator that
with a funny
murdered
mustache?
millions with a funny mustache and a horrible comb over, um, who was a
Mhm,
fantastic orator and killed 6 million of my people.
mhm.
Um, all it is a picture of him um,
Sort of doing
waving
an
hi to people.
inverted
You know,
Bellamy salute, if you
right?
know.
Kind of waving his hand up in the air, saluting, and it says right next to it, "I've had it up to here with your insensitive jokes." Right? Like if you were coming at somebody, right, and you said something anti-Semitic, and they sent that to you, you lose
It's
because there's nothing you can say, no picture you can send back that would even remotely beat that.
no, no, that wins.
Yeah, right. It wins every time. It is a surefire way to end
No,
any anti-Semitic argument.
this
So
is why I love
I've
you,
used
dude.
it. I've I've used it countless times. Um, so one of my closest friends here in Texas, well, he's a cop. Um, really close buddy of mine. We talk daily, um, and he's blonde hair, blue eyes. So he's constantly sending me Jewish jokes and um, stuff like that.
It's the right
And
thing to
then
do, sure.
it's the right thing to do. Oh, it's so funny. When Bullet Points came out, I brought him a copy and I signed it to whatever his name is, Sieg Heil Yehuda.
Oh my god.
And like that, and that's how his book is signed. So he once sent me a horrible Holocaust joke. I mean, horrible. That was funny. And I sent him that meme back, and he just picked up the phone. He goes, "Dude," he goes, "I'm sitting at the station right now." He goes, "I just showed like my partner." He goes, "And we're gonna get in trouble because we cannot stop laughing." He goes, "And this is why I love you." Go to my website quickly
Okay.
and type this into the search bar,
Okay.
and you can click it, and it opens to a whole page.
Wow. Oh my god. You know what? This Jewish space laser will go great with your missing F-16 out there.
Right? And all so like I said, right? Like I am so self-deprecating, like it's so hard to get under my skin. I actually am working right now on a Photoshop job for myself. It's going to be a and I'm going to sell them exactly like I'm selling Jewish space lasers, right? Like you can't actually buy it, but it's going to be hold
But
on.
if you save up enough Pepsi points.
Yeah, right. Um and hold on. It's going to be funny because I told my but oh, it's I'm going to be selling a tinfoil yarmulke for all those Jewish conspiracy theories.
Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, I love that.
This is why the Orthodox Jewish world won't have me on any podcast or anything like that because they have no idea what to do with me.
You're
I am such a
ungovernable, dude.
I am ungovernable. I mean, you just like look. I am.
Uh,
Oh man, I have so I'm a whole. Oh yeah, I'm ungovernable. They don't look. I'm an Orthodox Jew. I pray 3 times a day. I do all the I follow the Old Testament. I go to synagogue. I follow kosher. I keep my Sabbath. But I am not gonna be you know friggin' one like conform
right. You
this
still
is
have
who
your
I
own
am.
personality.
I
It's
have my
unique.
own personality,
You
and
can
they
fit the
don't.
mold, you can follow the doctrine, you can adhere to the dogma, but you're still an individual, and I love that.
I'm still exactly, and it's funny. It's really funny just because like they really. My son just started a new school, my oldest, and the head of the school is this rabbi. And over the summer, what the school did is they had a bunch of the new students that come into the school to do some like Judaics learning, like the Talmud and the Old Testament, just like
Okay.
kind of so they're not just sitting not learning the Torah the entire summer. So my son went, and my son is a hell of a lot more religious than I am. I mean, he is. I would, if he's not a rabbi when he's older, I'd be surprised. He's such a good kid. He's such a good boy. That I love him. And literally, the head of the school, this rabbi, sees me one day, and he goes, I have to tell you something, Mr. Remer. I'm like, oh, okay, Rabbi, what's up? He goes, I see this kid. He says my son's name. He goes, I see this kid, and this kid is just learning and enjoying it and asking the right questions and truly just a pleasure to be around. And then I had to think, is there another Remer in this community? Because there's no way he's related to you. And I'm like, Rabbi, most people would be offended. I said, I kind of take that as a compliment. I said, despite the fact of who I am, I'm still able to produce that magic of a kid,
Yeah.
So, but it's great. Like it's just who I am. I don't conform. I am one of these people that when the whole world is, you say, um, we like the whole Elon Musk thing, right? With the whole anti-Semitism that just happened a few weeks ago,
Okay.
right? Like I'm like, no, if someone wants to say something anti-Semitic to me, freedom of speech. Like if my neighbor wants to fly a freaking Nazi flag, freedom of speech. You do you. That I'll do me, right? Like I'll friggin' right, like more ammo, right? Maybe some bigger rounds, but like freedom of speech, right? You want to live in a world where there's no anti-Semitism, or at least not so much to your face. Move to Israel, dude. Move to Israel. But like I'm a constitutionalist. Now here's the thing: if you have someone saying we need to rally and kill all the Jews, that's not really freedom
Yeah.
of speech.
No, that's a
That's
call to violence.
right.
That's
That's a
different.
call to violence. That's different.
Yeah.
But if someone, like I said, if people are saying, "I love the smell of Zyklon B in the morning," not enough Jews bit the curb. I had someone say to me, "Oh, I went smoking today, and I saw your great grandfather Moishi in the ashtray." Like I'm like I'm like, dude, I've never heard that one. That's funny, right? Like right?
God
Like
damn.
no,
It stings a
no. I'm saying
little.
meaning
Jesus.
no, meaning it's horrible. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah, yeah.
but but I'm not gonna let that get under my skin. Why?
Right. You're not going to give them the
E-
satisfaction of getting the response that they want.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and a lot of people message me. Excuse me. A lot of people message me, and they ask me like, "How come you're not more responsive to anti-Semites, or you don't deal more with anti-Semites on social media and calling for this or calling for that?" I said, because in Judaism, we have a concept called Esav Soneus Yaakov, and it means Esau. I don't know how to say Esav in English, but Jacob's brother, Esau, whatever, however people say,
Okay.
right? So it means Esav will always hate Jacob. That's what it translates to. And for 3,000 years, people have always hated the Jews. There has always been anti Semitism. It will never go away. It's literally a concept in Judaism. So you can cancel a million people. There's a 2 million other ones waiting in the wings to make a name for themselves by being anti-Semitic. It's never
Okay.
going away. So you can do one of two things. You can keep bitching and moaning on social media, calling for we need stronger anti-hate laws. Oh, really? We need stronger
More
anti-hate
censorship.
laws, right? Right? We need more censorship. Right? We don't really. That's what we need. No, my
No.
concentration is educating and arming Jews on their Second Amendment rights. You will never stop anti-Semitism. However, you could slow it down. If you make someone who wants to come up to a Jewish person on the street and assault them, if you make them think twice, well, maybe is this person armed? Maybe we shouldn't do it. That is how you're going to slow down anti-Semitism. Now, maybe not verbally on social
Right.
media, but actual
And I'm going to
physical
say, I don't know
attacks.
if that's going to curb anti-Semitism, but it's certainly going to curb anti-Semitic action.
Right, and that's what I mean, right? Meaning, again, you're gonna have people across social media, especially, they don't care if people saying anti-Semitic things. If you say anything else about any other race, then or any religion, whatever. I'm not getting into that argument. But if you say about anyone else, everyone jumps in it. The Jews, who cares? So that's why that's why I don't throw my hat in on like anti-Semitism across social media and stuff like that. My focus is arming Jews and making sure that they are safe. I work with a FFL here in Texas who happens to be a Jewish guy too. And if there's someone in my community who decides, hey, I would like to purchase a gun, they come to me, I send them to my buddy, and we usually give them guns at cost. We don't make any money on them. It's only for people in my community. We will only get guns for people in my community. And I do that
Okay.
because I want people armed. I want Jews armed. I want them dangerous. I want them to, have a black hat and black gun.
I love it.
Story of my autobiography. Black hat, black guns, black humor. Boom.
Ooh, that's a shirt. That's a shirt right there, man. Yeah, that's your next
Nice.
shirt,
Okay.
brother.
I have a shirt that I really do want to come out with, but I don't think it's gonna sell well. It's the famous words on the sign going into Auschwitz?
Arbeit macht frei.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a picture of an AR-15 and it says Max Fry underneath.
Oh no, dude, that's just as good as the cattle car one. I like that.
I'm thinking the problem is I just don't know if enough people would get it.
You can always test it.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I have to work on the design a little more, but yeah, just a picture of an AR-15 that says Max Fry.
Yeah. I love it, man. Brother, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much for coming out today. I appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure sitting down and talking with you. It's always fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm glad you reached out, and we'll be back in maybe February. I'll come back
Yeah,
on. We can talk the new book, so
let's do it.
it'll be fun.
All right, cool. Thanks again,
All
man.
right, man. Yeah,
Later,
absolutely.
brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Later.